So I've been a business owner for about 13 years, and I can say with certainty things aren't like they used to be. Way back when, a blue-collary, keep grinding, patient attitude was the key to success in creating and forming and growing a business. Today, it's all about speed. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "America is all about speed. Hot, nasty, badass speed." And that's very true today. Today's business landscape is about pretending your business is going to make money later down the line in order to attract a bigger fish to come and buy you so they can buy you and then prove to their shareholders that they are going to be profitable down the line, and rinse and repeat, you cashing out somewhere along the way. So that ties into today's device that I'm going to be taking a look at. It's a plastic machine.
What?
Plastic machine.
I don't know where the plastic machine is.
A 3D printer from FLSun. FLSun specializes in Delta 3D printers. FLSun sent this over and they're marketing it and pushing it as a farm type of 3D printer, something they want to sell a whole bunch of to people with 3D print farms to sort of replace their current fleet or, get started with a new fleet. That's not to say that you can't run this thing at home. It's basically a stripped down T1 Pro. It's a very fast machine. This one's a little bit different, a little stripped down, a little upgraded in some areas. Got a slightly wider build area and it's a bit shorter in its total print volume. Some other notable differences is that it can connect to a proper 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, has intelligent model skipping capability. If one of the models on the bed fails, it can just cancel that model. It has the same 1,000 millimeters per second claimed top speed with 30,000 millimeters per second of acceleration. And it can print the bread and butter materials, PLA, PETG, TPU. So it's geared toward farm production environments, and so it's not really tuned up to print the specialized engineering type filament, stuff that would require an enclosure, a heated enclosure, a filter, things like that. It's lighter and noticeably quieter than the T1 Pro. To put it succinctly, it's a more basic printer with a focus on improving some of the more important bits. FLSun has this on sale currently at the time of this writing anyway, because this is a brand new launch. If you'd like more information or to buy one of these, it's the first link in the description below. FLSun also has bonus discounts for people who already bought FLSun printers in the past. You just have to reach out to them to get your bonus discounts. This printer does require some assembly. I had to put it together just the same way that I did my T1 Pro, and you can see when you're building it, if you've built a T1 Pro before, when building this machine, a lot of the stuff is the same. The instruction manual was very incomplete. A lot of things were sort of left out. Now this is a review model, and I'm coming to find out with these review printers that are brand spanking new, a lot of times they've yet to sort of iron out the kinks and dot the I's and cross the lowercase j's when moving through these types of things. I thought about connecting one of my Infinity Flow S1s to this, but due to the nature of the machine and the pass-through type of setup that it has, I'd have to run the tube all the way from the Infinity Flow to the print head, and I wouldn't have been able to do that because you have to take it through the top of the machine, and the tube in the top of the machine is pretty well fused in place. On setup, the operating system was in Chinese. It didn't take me back to the beginning to set everything up, so I had to find my way back to English. The bed leveling admittedly took a very long time, about 30 minutes. During our first test print here with the machine-loaded test cube, the finish looks fine enough, although I noted that the print was quite a bit slower than I was expecting from a Delta. As I was saying, the machine is noticeably quieter than the T1 Pro, a lot quieter in fact, and it's probably comparable to the S1 Pro. And I find that interesting because the T1 Pro is an enclosed machine. This is open frame and it's still quieter even with that CPAP fan going on full blast. Additionally, a lot of the noise from the T1 Pro came from the rails as they move up and down very quickly to send the print head around. That would create a lot of noise, and this one didn't really seem to have that, although it did seem to go a bit slower. In the end, during the testing, I really dialed up the speed as much as I possibly could, and even still, it was definitely quieter. So with that out of the way, what lens am I looking at this device through? Well, FLSun is pushing the whole farm printer aspect, so I suppose I'll look at it through that. Looking at my application, if you're a fan of my channel, you know I don't push the whole print stuff and sell it on the internet for money thing too hard like I did in the beginning. I'm always on the lookout for things that are really easy to print, have no post-production, have a very high markup, basically every type of product that anyone else is looking for. So in that sense, this machine probably wouldn't be doing those types of prints because it's a volume machine, because it is fast and it only prints the basic materials. But in order to test it out, I'm going to be taking a look at it with this, my best-selling item, the 3D printed hornet nest, the decoy hornet nest. You put these up Other hornets and wasps see it and say, hey, someone's already here. I'm not going to build my nest here. But the whole time it was just a piece of plastic. Haha, stupid wasps. Now on my bamboo machines, this nest, as I have it tuned up and configured now, takes about 7 hours to print. I could probably bring that time down, especially after going through some of this testing. But about 7 hours is the benchmark. It's basically stock settings. 3 wall loops, no infill, 1 tiny little support tree for the little fake hole thing at the bottom, for a total meal of about 250 grams of filament. And after that first part of the model, it's basically just going in a circle all the way up until it's finished. Put it here on the T1 Max with 1-for-1 settings versus what I'm running on my bamboo machines to see how much faster of a print that I can get. So my first go, I dialed up the speed settings, but left the actual print settings, layer height, layer width, that kind of thing, all the same. It got the total print time down to about 5 hours, shaving off 2 hours versus my A1. So here it is, surface finish looking absolutely passable for sure. I have no qualms about listing this for sale or when the order comes through, sending it off to someone as their product. But you know, I feel the need. Great balls of fire. So let's crank this joker to 11 and see how fast we can really stamp out one of these hornet nests. Normally I print these with 3 wall loops, but at the default line width of a 0.42 on a 0.4 nozzle. So to achieve the same wall thickness, I'm gonna jack my line width up to a 0.6, giving me the same thickness, but allowing me to only do 2 wall loops. Increase the layer height to 80% in the max. I put it at a 0.3 here, and I'm gonna send it on its way with every speed setting absolutely maxed out. Now in the FLSun slicer, it limits me. So, you know, me jacking the print speed all the way up as high as it'll go, it notes here in the slice that it is going to adjust it down to what the maximum capability of the machine is. Now, this may be changed in the future with firmware updates and things like that. The machine says it'll do 1,000 millimeters per second, but on this, I'm not able to achieve that. You know, maybe there's something to do with because I'm using regular PLA for this. You know, maybe I could have made some changes there with my volumetric flow and whatnot, but really it's just me changing the settings for maximum print speed with line width, layer height, and wall loops. So with that, it's saying that it's going to print this in 2 hours versus 7 hours for the original model. So here is the 2-hour hornet nest. Obviously, it's a bit of a failure, but it's really right on the line. And I think a lot of that has to do with the overhangs. This is the same issue that I get on the Orange Storm Giga when I don't use enough wall loops or I don't use any infill on these overhangs, these internal overhangs. I tend to get these issues, and with 2 wall loops, that makes total sense. I don't really see any issues here of print speed being a real culprit. It's just a matter of, you know, not enough infill, not enough plastic for it to cling onto from the previous layer. So I think if I added back in that 3rd wall loop or infill or something like that and kept the speed settings the same, I would get a passable result. Obviously, adding more wall loops is going to increase the total print time, but in the end, 7 hours down to 2 hours, that's pretty good. Now, I can't really say that the machine is responsible for that because this is all in the settings. But nevertheless, Delta printers are faster and they're just capable of doing that. And with this machine's tuning to be sort of a farm printer versus a specialized, ultra high quality, variable, sort of versatile printer, you know, maybe that's the case. If you're running products in and out of your print farm that are of high volume, you put a bunch on the same plate and you've got a bunch of machines all doing the same thing at the same time, maybe this could be right for you. So there's no real verdict here for me, and you can see for yourself if this printer fits your style of production or daily use of 3D printing. I will say it's nice to have something that can really stamp out a product. Oftentimes when I wake up in the morning, I see that I have an Etsy order and I don't have any production stock prepared. And so I'll throw it on the printer in hopes of printing it and being able to pack and take it with me on my daily errands so I can ship it while I'm out, because I'm not going out for a second time to ship a product. It would go into the next day. So it's nice sometimes to have something that's really extraordinarily fast to stamp something out sort of last minute. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on the FLSun T1 Max. Do you have a Delta printer? Do you have an FLSun product? Let me know what your experiences are with it in the comments below. Be sure to like the video because it's a nice thing to do. And of course, subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.